What's going on, guys? This is the Board Certified Gaming Podcast, the only video game podcast that will actually knock socks back onto you. So look down. Look at your feet. If you see that you're not wearing socks, give us a couple minutes.
I hope you can hear my headache just forming right now.
And if you look down and you see socks on your feet already, you're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, I am wearing socks, thankfully.
Yeah. I'm Andy.
I'm Amar.
And we're going to talk about gaming in the last 10 years. So instead of doing the cliche thing of doing a year in review, we're going to do the even more cliche thing and do a decade in review, because it's December and we are going to go into the roaring.
It's the last decade of the year.
Yes.
Or of the month. Or oh my god.
Decade, yes.
It's the last month of the decade.
Yes. And clearly we've been drinking a lot this decade. So because it's December and 2019 is ending and we're going into the roaring 20s, it's 2020. We're going to have perfect vision. And I should see myself out. Not right now.
Yep, I'll continue the rest of this.
So instead of, we could always do just a 2019. There's a ton of stuff that happened in 2019. But, we're going to take it a step further and do everything that happened. Not everything, but a lot of things that happened in video games in the last 10 years. Since 2010 to...
We can go back to a time when life was better and I wasn't in constant back pain mode.
I mean, we're going to go back to us being sophomores in high school. Start at 2010. Like, that's a long time.
Was that 10 years ago?
That was 10 years ago, man. 2010, we were sophomores in high school. We're old. Feels all this podcast is going to be is like, oh shit, that came out then. I'm so old.
Oh, I had all this free time. Wow.
So we're going to split this up into 4 episodes. So today we're going to talk about 2010 to 2012. So 3 years. And our next podcast next week, next podcast episode next week, we'll talk about 2013 to 2015. You get the idea. And then at the end, we're going to mention 2019 and then 2020. We're going to go ahead with the last one and see kind of the things we're excited about, this next year, because 2019 has basically been all of our other podcast episodes. So you kind of don't need that recap. But hey, listen to all of our episodes if you need that recap. That'd be awesome. Speaking of, we are a podcast, which if you're already listening to us, you don't need to know this.
It's a nice refresher, though.
Yeah, but the platform you're listening to now, there are other ways you can listen to us as well, or the ways your friends could listen to us. We are a podcast available on basically every single podcast platform, as well as YouTube. So check us out, give us a listen, subscribe, follow, leave a review, give us 5 stars because we're worth it. 4 stars, we're not chumps, okay? We're worth 5. I think so. Not 1.
4.9.
Yeah, we're like at 4.
We're almost there.
Yeah, 4.5 and higher, which would be rounded up to 5. So get on it. And we also have a Twitter at BCG Podcast, and we also have an Instagram at Board Certified Gaming Podcast. It's a very long name, but
why don't you just shorten it on the Instagram too?
Because I don't want to. Because then people can see what it's about.
Why not?
If they just see BCG Podcast, they're like, what the fuck is this? Which on Twitter they might. But follow those 2 accounts. And
damn, RuneScape turns 19 next month.
Yes, it does. Wow. We're old. We're almost as old as RuneScape.
We're older than RuneScape.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm saying...
Were you born in 2001?
No, I'm saying we're almost as old as RuneScape, meaning we were only a couple of years older than RuneScape.
We are almost like 10 years older than RuneScape.
No.
Almost.
19?
Yeah.
It's like 6 years.
It's a lot closer to 10 than we're enough. Almost as old.
Fair enough. Well, I'm saying in the grand scheme of like an 80-year-old person.
We're 18 years old. Let's talk about sophomore year in high school.
I'm a 10-year-old. Yeah, true.
When I was 8.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. But follow all of our stuff. We appreciate you guys listening. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/BCG Podcast. We appreciate any support you guys can provide. And then we won't have to ever talk about how old we are again. So speaking of, we're going to go back to high school.
Yeah.
Sophomore year, 2010.
Let's get bullied.
Let's get bullied.
Not that I was bullied.
Some cool stuff happened, but 2010 was kind of an average year, I would say, for gaming. Like, it wasn't there wasn't like a new console that came out. There wasn't like some big release. The Xbox 360 and the PS3 had been going strong.
They had the Xbox 360S.
Yes, which, I mean, honestly, who cared?
It's the Diet Xbox One.
Yeah, it was the slim one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, who cares? They made the Xbox 360 slimmer. All of us had already been playing it. And
for like 5 years at this point.
Yeah. And usually this was actually a weird year because everybody was thinking, okay, it's been 5 years. Usually a new system comes out.
Every 7, yeah.
5, 7, something like that. But it's been 5, and then everybody was like, wait a minute.
Depending for Xbox, it was 5 from the first Xbox to the 360.
That's what I'm saying.
General Sony has followed a 7-year life cycle. I think Nintendo has 2 minus the Wii.
Yeah.
Because that was a flop.
But I'm saying it was just like everybody was like, oh, is this going to be the year of the new consoles? And they were wrong because they weren't coming for a little while. So, but the thing that people did get was Kinect and PlayStation Move.
Yep, that came out
2010.
They couldn't play Xbox Live anymore.
Yeah.
On the original Xbox.
Which Kinect was stupid.
You think so?
I think so.
I never played it.
I tried it. Like I had
something about forcing me to exercise is just not my cup.
I had the system, like, and I tried it. So I had Kinect Star Wars, which I was like, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm like, this can't be bad. It was kind of lame.
Was it?
There was a dancing mode where you can it's basically like Just Dance, but you were Star Wars characters.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of lame.
What was the game called?
It was Kinect Star Wars. That was like a mode. That was like a mini game.
Did you get the full 1,000 gamer score?
Absolutely not. I played it like one because a lot of it was just like, all right, now take a step, like stomp, and then you like make a force like earthquake move, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'd rather just like the whole cliche of I don't want to exercise is a thing, but it's like I didn't want to have to move and do stuff, and then like make sure to do it like 4 times so the camera hit me.
Yeah, I remember seeing this box art.
It was so dumb.
5 out of 10 difficulty.
The only reason I got it was because I got the R2D2 Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And it came with it. And it came with Kinect. So I was just
was it just a black Kinect, or did it also like match with the color scheme?
I think it was white.
So it matched with the Xbox.
It matched with the R2D2 Xbox. Or no, C3PO Xbox.
Did you know they released DLC for it?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm kidding. They didn't.
I wouldn't be
I just wanted you to be like, damn it.
But it was just not good. Like and we actually mentioned this in our VR episode, I think, about Kinect just a little bit. But I think they were planning on it being super huge and being like the next big thing. Yeah. Because I saw commercials, like people were using it in like college auditoriums, giving speeches and then like moving stuff. And I was like, isn't it just a camera?
Can you imagine like a college speech about like your future and like the class?
Let me boot up my 360 first.
It's like, we're going to play through some Gears of War Kinect style so we can talk to you about corruption in the political system.
Yeah.
And the emergence of alien species.
So this game came out later, but I remember the only time, because it did voice commands too.
Yeah. I remember Matt, dude went to high school with, when he bought the Xbox One, he was always like super stoked about the fact that he never had to leave his bed.
Yeah, you can just tell your hey Xbox, do this.
We came back to his house after a night of drinking, and he just lays down. He's like, Xbox on. Yeah. I'm like, who are you talking to? Like,
my name is Amar.
And all of a sudden you hear that bling.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, your Xbox
Which
turned on.
Kinect did that, but it was just like,
I think I just turned on my Xbox now.
Yeah, probably.
Damn it.
So Mass Effect 3 used it. And speaking of, Mass Effect 2 came out in 2010. Great game.
I think also with the Kinect, there was a thing for a while. I can't remember if it was through the Kinect speakers or the microphone, or if it was through like your own microphone. But apparently, like, there was an NBA game where if you swore and it picked up on you swearing, it would give you a technical foul.
I think it was.
You had to go in and turn that option off.
It was Kinect, I think, because or maybe it was only
people would be
Xbox
like, "Oh, fuck
One.
This guy," and they'd be like, "All right, that's a technical." You're like, what am I getting ejected for?
I think that was awesome. I actually like that. But the Kinect to me was like, even the voice commands are just like open door, and it would just open the door, and I'm like, I can just press A and do the same exact thing. So it's like I didn't care. Like it didn't do anything other than like, here, you want to play this Wii kind of game where you are just random sports that you have to like tilt your head to do. And I'm like, I don't care.
I feel like there were a lot of like white suburban moms that absolutely loved
it.
the
Yeah,
Kinect.
it's such a party thing. And I'm like, I don't want to have this at a party. That's stupid.
Right.
It's kind of lame.
They're all like, yeah, my son has a Kinect and
Yeah.
he's doing well in school and I like to play it. And it's
I mean,
a great way to stay in shape.
Yeah, it's a great way to stay in shape. I didn't like it. And it's almost like they forced it.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing else that they could give you. So they're just like, here's Kinect, here's PlayStation Move. We
don't have Game Pass yet for another like 7 years.
You gamers are getting fat. So we need you guys to like exercise a little bit and technically still be called video games.
And the only like actual like quote unquote gamers that were buying this were Achievement Horse.
Well, yeah. Or people that it's like, I don't actually like console games. I like doing stuff, which I'm like, okay, fine. If that's what you like, but there's only like 3 games you can play. Don't buy an entire Xbox if the only thing you like it for is Kinect.
I think they still have some games on the Game Pass that require a Kinect. Like there's Scream Ride, where you're basically just in a fucking roller coaster. I think that one requires.
Probably, because it's probably voice Kinect.
Let me see.
It's insane. I don't know. I get what they were trying to do, but, and this isn't a rag on Kinect podcast episode, but I mean, 2010 was kind of a bland year.
Maybe it doesn't require.
There wasn't a whole bunch going on, except for like they tried to get motion, and it was a bunch of sequels, and they were trying to, finish some games off to be like, all right, once the next gen consoles come out, then we're gonna have even better titles. So like games like Red Dead Redemption came out. It was like, okay, this is a good time to put that game out because there's nothing else happening. Bayonetta was out early in 2010. BioShock 2. It was a lot of sequels too. It was like BioShock 2, Mafia 2, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Just Cause 2.
Seen It, Twilight. The best of the Seen It.
Absolutely, dude.
February 9th, 2010 for the DS.
Super Mario Galaxy 2. Like a lot of Kane and Lynch 2.
Oh God, Kane and Lynch.
But I mean, there were some bangers though.
Oh yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is
Fable 2, that was another
Fable
sequel.
3.
No, Fable 2 was 2010.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fable
was.
3.
Or maybe I'm looking at the Game of the Year edition.
Fable 3. Fable 3 came out.
Fable 2 Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
Divinity 2.
Rock Band 3, which it blows my mind.
What's
that
the most
Rock
recent
Band
one now?
3
4?
had been out. What?
Is Rock Band 4 the only like most recent one?
I have no idea.
Is there a Rock Band
When's
5?
the last time a Rock Band came out?
I think they just 2015.
Damn.
Rock Band 4.
This is all blowing my mind just how old we are.
But I think
and
they
I'm like,
also still like regularly release music
Probably.
you can purchase.
It just blows my mind that it's like, wait a minute. The third Rock Band came out in 2010. So like Rock Band had been around for years before that. Like it just feels like a newer thing, but it's like, no, you're just fucking old. Which, yeah.
I would love to play Rock Band again.
That was fun, kind of.
Yeah.
It was
a good
just,
time.
it was at a time where it's like, okay, Guitar Hero is the only thing we have, but then Rock Band was like, hey, how
And
about
Guitar Hero was
drums?
starting to kind of be like, eh.
So then they were like, how about drums? And
First
I'm like,
Rock Band
okay.
came out in 07.
But I mean, the bangers that I really appreciate was Red Dead Redemption, and then one of our favorite games of all time, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yes.
That came out,
Yes.
and we spent hours upon hours upon
5 days
hours,
exactly of in-game time for the multiplayer.
which is a lot of time.
That is a lot. That's 5 times 24
5 days
for
of
100 hours.
5 days worth of 5-minute matches.
Yep.
That's a lot of matches.
Yep. It's almost 100 hours.
Like that is the second Call of Duty I've almost fully prestiged.
What was the first?
Call of Duty 4.
Good one. Also
When we had more time. We had more time to play a bunch.
Now there's no prestiging anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's just battle passes.
Officer rank or whatever the hell. it is.
Hell yeah, brother.
Which for that, check out our Call of Duty episode last week. But
Nice.
yeah, I know what I'm doing. Not really.
Does MTV Games still exist? I'm still very wrapped up about Rock Band. MTV Games
Amar's
just
gonna
took
buy
me to
Rock Band.
MTV.
Amar's going to buy Rock Band after this.
Yeah, my downstairs neighbors are gone. It's time to fucking
Hell
rock
yeah,
out with your
dude.
cock out, dude. Let's do it.
I think Fallout New Vegas came out in 2010 as well. I think so.
Did it?
I think so. Yeah, it did. Like I'm just
Yeah.
reading the list.
October 2010.
God of War 3 came
Super
out.
Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy, Deadly Premonition,
Ooh, The Sims 3
Dante's
for consoles.
Dante's Inferno, which was a weird game that I always wanted to play for some reason.
FIFA Manager.
A game called Vancouver 2010.
Oh, it's not Football Manager. It's just FIFA Manager.
Let's see what else we got.
Toy Story 3, the video game for PS2.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
2010, the PS2 was still going strong. Like,
Really?
I think for the PS2, they stopped like, dude, yeah, they were still making brand new games for the PS2, like
I believe that.
well into this decade. And that console was like 10 years old at this point.
Yeah, they were still making PSP games too. Rest in peace, PSP.
Yeah, but that was not as big of a gap.
Yeah, Siphon Filter Logan Shadow came out for PS2.
Yeah, PS2 lifespan was from 2000 to 2013.
Damn.
They were still making PS2 games
mean-
up until about 6 years ago.
It makes sense. PS2 is one of the best selling systems of all time.
It is,
Of all time.
but think about it this way, right? The PS2 came out in 2005 and 2006. The 360 and the PS3 came out. And then 2013, the next consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One come out, and they're still making PS2
Yeah,
games.
that's true.
2 whole generations.
That's true.
And
They're
the
like,
PS2, they're still like,
So I'm still hanging
we're
on to
still
my
pushing
PS2,
units.
man. I still want to play my PS2.
That's
Crackdown,
absolutely wild to me.
yeah. Crackdown 2 came out in 2010,
Classic.
which I mean,
Not as good as the
Not
first.
as good. It's nothing. Never.
The third
gonna be
one
the
was
first
fun. I had fun with it.
It's never going to be as good as the first one.
You know.
I mean, that's
What
just
was-
that's just how
I'm
it is.
curious.
Monday Night Combat, which is one of your
Oh
old
yeah,
favorite
that was that
games.
first hero shooter I've ever played.
Yeah, Mafia 2, Castle Crashers on PS3.
Ah,
PS3.
when did it come out for Xbox?
I have no idea.
I think that was
Roughly around the same time.
No.
I don't know. Another good
I
one
think
that,
that was a 2008 title.
another good one we like is Halo Reach, which actually is now on PC.
MCC.
Really?
MCC.
What are you talking about?
Halo Reach is on MCC. Master Chief Collection.
Oh, gotcha. Please just use your words. Just shout acronyms at me. I don't know. But yeah, so now, which is weird that this came out in 2010 and basically in 2020, people that use a PC now get a chance to play Master or Halo Reach. And like it's a game again. People are like, yeah, it's like a big game on Twitch. Everybody's playing Halo Reach. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this game's been out for 10 years. But now it's like, well, yeah, I've never played it because I only have a PC because PC Master Race. Blah, blah, blah. Civilization 5 came out in 2010.
Also a good one.
Dead Rising 2, which is one of my favorite concepts for a game. I know it's a boring zombie game, but the fact that you're just in a mall and you can use whatever from the shops to kill people, it's great. Who doesn't love that?
Right.
Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. Yeah. Final Fantasy 14 came out in 2010,
The first one.
which has
that
it's a
tanked.
yeah. That's a hard subject for you because Amar is the resident Final Fantasy fan, the final fan to see.
Hold on, I'm still actually checking.
Rock Band.
No, for PlayStation 2. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Pro Evolution Soccer 2014 was the last PS2 game.
Damn.
And that came out
2013.
like end of 2013.
Wow.
Like, hold on.
They hung on.
PES 2014.
They absolutely hung on.
Let's check PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360,
Jesus.
September 2013.
This is one of another game that I thought deserved a little bit of credit. Medal of Honor
I'm sorry, November 2013. That means the new consoles,
came out. And
the
then,
PS4,
yeah.
this current generation was
It's
going to
still
drop in a week.
Which means they already had
and
it.
Konami said, here's a fucking soccer game
They
for
already,
PS2.
they already had the plan. They were like, yeah, let's send it out.
I'm sorry, that's just wild to
That
me.
is, which, I mean, respect to the PS2.
Wow.
But Medal of Honor, that was the new one that they did where they went modern with it. And then they realized, yeah,
Was that in 2010? Just
was 2010.
like the Medal of Honor reboot?
Yeah,
that was an
they were like,
okay
we are
one.
super outclassed here, but we want to give our shot at it. And it was an okay game. Yeah, Fallout New Vegas came out in October of 2010. Crafting Mama. So not Cooking Mama.
Damn.
I know. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2, which not as good as the first one, but props. That game series was pretty good. And then in November, here came all the Kinect games: Kinect Joyride, Kinect Sports, Kinectimals, Motion Sports, The Biggest Loser Challenge, Dance Evolution. Yeah, I'm like, I don't think people are gonna like that. Like it, you gave it a shot, but Kinect was not great.
Do we also talk about how Xbox Game Studios was born in 2010?
We can talk about that, yeah.
Or I think it was born in 2010.
Something like that. On Live launched in
established in March 2000, but there's something I'm seeing that there's some big thing in 2010.
On Live.
Oh, I think it hold on. No, it was always Microsoft Game Studios. Or maybe they changed to Microsoft Studio. I don't know.
Maybe
there was something big about
like
it that happened.
And also, I think you mentioned this, Microsoft shut down Xbox Live support for the original Xbox.
So interesting thing with that was, so when it comes to like server shutdowns like that, they can like kick people out. But I think with like Halo 2, there were certain people that were playing, even though like, because I think they had to do like a sweep where they would just go like server by server to like shut it down.
Yeah.
And there were people that banded together to start playing Halo 2 on the original Xbox Online on Xbox Live. And they kept playing until they were like literally kicked out.
Yeah.
And
just hang on to the last moment.
I think that one, I want to say that went maybe a couple days after like the server shut down.
I'd have to look that up. Hung on.
They just kept constantly. They would just stay in a lobby and just keep playing.
Respect. I mean, that's dedication, I would say.
Try to look that up.
But 2010 was an okay year. Like you can tell from some of the stuff we're going through, it's okay games, some pretty cool titles, not much hardware.
Here it is. The last man to play Halo 2 on Xbox Live. His gamer tag is Apache Nazir. Nearly a month after Microsoft shut down the original Xbox Live.
So he sat on there for a month?
He was one of the Noble 14 who kept their connections running. So yeah, here's a Kotaku article. 14 Halo 2 fans refused to let it die.
Jesus Christ.
Because, with them shutting down Xbox Live meant the shutdown of Halo 2.
Yeah.
Because at this point, there was no Halo 2 port. Like, you could play Halo 2 on the 360, but I don't know if you could play
Halo 2 online.
Yeah, I don't know if you could play it online backwards compatible. That I don't remember if they let you do it.
Even if you did that, even if you could, they were shutting down the servers anyway.
Lots of people continue playing Halo 2 past the midnight deadline Microsoft gave 12 days ago. 14 have managed to still keep their consoles connected and running since.
Which is nuts. That's just like we're keeping it alive anyway. We are persevering.
So I think it was one of those where it's like, you can get in. Like you had to get in before the server shut down. Because once the server shut down, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at that point, like they just stayed in the lobby. Because once like either like your power went out or your connection dropped, that was it. You were done. So they kept going like a month after that shit shut down. They just kept going.
Which respect.
Right.
I wish I had that kind of dedication for anything in my life. That would be great. So I think that's good for 2010. I mean,
there were two dudes that were still left playing that game.
It's just them two versus each other.
Probably.
Like, okay. That would get boring. But I think we're done with 2010. It was a good year, but not very much happened in terms of like, oh my God, like hardcore news. So 2011, we are juniors in high school.
Academically. Yes. Mentally, good.
I am a fourth grader. So 2011 was pretty cool. So
3DS launched.
The 3DS launched. Yeah. It was announced in 2010. It was launched in 2011.
The Vita also launched in Japan.
Which towards the end, which I guess
2012 was for us in the US.
Yeah, we can count it, I guess. So the 20th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog franchise.
Yeah.
Which that's even older than us. So
here's an interesting thing. There was an earthquake in 2011. I'm going to butcher this, Tohoku earthquake in Japan.
Yeah.
And it had a significant impact, including one of its most well-known exports, the video game industry.
Well, yeah, an earthquake affects.
Yeah, but apparently like there was a lot of
Exports.
games that were like delayed or canceled because of this earthquake.
Which, I mean, you don't want to have that happen, but what can you do?
Let me see, delays and cancellations.
The 3DS was a system I did not pick up.
Really?
But you enjoyed.
Yeah, it's a great console. The DS is just phenomenal all around.
I just
That whole
didn't.
entire family.
I didn't get it because it's like I have a DS and I'm like, okay, so you can see some parts in 3D. Like
It was, yeah, but I mean, it's one of those you can still turn the 3D off.
which is like, okay, so then is it a 3DS? So we can.
It
turn
still
it-
technically is, yeah, because all those games that came out for the 3DS cannot be played on the DS.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, if you turn the 3D off, then it's just 2DS graphics.
Correct.
Okay. Well,
But they are like a lot
and I
nicer.
absolutely.
The
didn't.
graphics were a lot nicer looking than the actual like.
The only reason
DS.
is Luigi's Mansion. That's the only reason I would have got it.
I have a spare 3DS that I don't
I'm
use
good.
because I have the 2DS
I have
XL.
Luigi's Mansion on Switch.
But
So
you don't have the
need it
first
anymore.
Luigi's Mansion,
Yes,
which
I
is
do.
only on the DS.
The first one is available on GameCube. So joke's on
I
you.
mean, how often are you going to pull your GameCube to play Luigi's Mansion?
All the time.
You can't play it on the go.
Fair enough.
Checkmate.
You got me.
Lawyered.
You got me.
Take
You
my
got me.
3DS.
You're a
Get
lawyer
yourself
now.
Luigi's Mansion. I don't want to be.
So there was a couple cool games that came out
Yeah.
in 2011. One of them is literally one of the biggest games on YouTube now, like literally the biggest. And that's Minecraft, which I still don't get.
There are still grown kids. playing
All
that
you
game.
12-year-olds out there that are playing Minecraft,
You're welcome.
I don't know why you are. I get your building shit, but I don't have the patience or like I don't want to build actual stuff. Like I don't want to sit there and put bricks on top of bricks on top of bricks and it's a house. I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
care.
it's to each their own.
I get that. And some people dig it. There's green things that can kill you for some reason in this world of putting
Yes.
blocks on top of blocks. And you have a pickaxe and you build stuff. That's all I got. I obviously am hurting some people because Minecraft's probably my favorite game.
Our numbers are dipping.
Yeah. Please don't leave.
Our shareholders called. They're telling me
Yeah.
to silence you.
I mean,
Here's something that'll interest you that happened in 2011. The Brown versus Entertainment Merchants Association court case in the Supreme Court. Have you seen this? Have
Fucking
you heard about this?
legal nerd? Jeez.
Huh?
What do you think? I'm a legal
Board
nerd?
certified, baby.
What happened? I have no idea.
It was it struck down a 2005 California law that banned the sale of certain violent video games to children without parental supervision. In a 7-2
So it
decision,
required GameStop asking you if you're 18?
no, it says here in a 7-2 decision, the court upheld the lower court decisions and nullified the law, ruling that video games were protected speech under the First Amendment as other forms of
So you
media.
can't prohibit somebody from buying one.
Correct.
Gotcha.
I think, yeah, I think that's what it was that like it was against the law to sell video games to minors without their parents' approval and supervision. Now it's like you can do it, but you're basically like GameStop and Walmart and Best Buy have that company policy. So
yeah.
like if I got a job at GameStop and say like an 8-year-old walked in and wanted to buy Grand Theft Auto,
Like, dope.
I could, there's nothing stopping me from selling it. Like,
There's nothing against the law for selling.
right.
To,
I would get fired from GameStop or at least severely written up if they wouldn't fire me.
but it's not illegal.
Yeah. I'm not going to get cops at my door,
Yeah.
like arresting me. Like I had, fucking child pornography or something like that.
So Minecraft.
Yeah. No, I just want to share that.
Minecraft is huge and I don't
Kids love Minecraft.
get it
It's not rated M.
because I'm not a kid, I guess. Maybe if I was 10.
I played a little bit of it. I'm not a creative enough person and I don't have the fucking
suck.
patience.
I probably suck at Minecraft.
I can picture like what I want my stuff to look like in
This
Minecraft.
is gonna look like
And
garbage.
I don't even think the whole building is the whole point of Minecraft. I think there's like an actual story.
Is
and
there? I don't know.
I never
I
got
have no
past the
idea.
first hour of the game. I was just kind of like, okay.
I had sex. No, I'm kidding.
And then like a lot of people are building all these gaming PCs for Minecraft. I'm like, they're blocks.
Yeah, it's literally like what?
You need this to
8-bit?
run at 4K? Like, what do you want it to look like an actual like block?
Isn't it like 32-bit? If that, I don't know.
I think
64. It's not many.
we have
not many
the
bits.
internet.
Not many bits. I know that.
It's not enough bits to run at fucking 4K.
But
it runs at 4K.
2011, if we said 2010 had some bangers, 2011 had some bangers.
They had some absolute slappers.
Yes, they did. Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim, which is literally the game on the most systems. I think they might have
It's
a
on
record.
everything.
They might have a record for the game on the most systems ever.
Probably, yeah.
Like it came out on the Xbox 360 in 2011, early 2011,
360 and PS3.
or late 2011.
It would have if it came out earlier.
I wouldn't be
Or actually,
surprised.
no, it was at the same time. It could have come out for the PS2.
Do you think they put it on the new systems?
What?
The next gen?
Skyrim?
Yeah. Do you think they do it?
Are you serious?
Do you think?
Are you actually asking me this?
Yes. Do you think they're bold enough to do it? Like, and charge $60 for it? I wouldn't put it past.
Why don't we wait till next week to discuss that
true.
when we talk about 20...
When Skyrim came out now?
Skyrim.
When we talk about 2020.
Board. What?
You're talking about 2020? Or
No.
when it got re-released?
So it did get re-released.
It got put on PS4. It came out on Xbox 360 and PS3.
Oh, you're asking me for like the
if
next...
it's going to be put on Xbox 2 and PlayStation 5.
Oh, I thought you were like making
No.
a joke for like, is it going to go on the 3 or the
It kind of
Xbox
is
One?
a joke at this point because it's on literally
I would
everything.
hope that they release Elder Scrolls. I'm sorry, I didn't pick up on that. I
It's
thought you were
okay.
making a joke of like, hey, do you think that they're going to re-release it on the
like
Xbox
I was
One?
predicting the
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I thought.
I'm not that good, so I would
So
literally.
I
meant-
genuinely
yeah.
thought that's what you were doing.
Do you think they're going to put it on the Xbox 2 and the PlayStation 5?
I will burn Bethesda down if they do.
They'll lose a couple points.
I don't think I have the facilities
I'm
for
gonna
that.
buy it like a sucker, but because imagine it on that kind of processing power, though, it's gonna look
It's
beautiful.
It
It already looks.
insane.
It already looks good.
I played the remastered Skyrim on
I
the
played
PS4
the
or
original.
Xbox.
I played the remaster. I want to buy the Switch copy just because I'm an asshole.
It's the same.
Same game.
The game's been out for 9 years. Why do we keep
People are
porting it?
still buying it. So that came out. We love it.
Dude, when they put that shit on the Amazon Alexa commercial,
It's true.
and then it happened, I was like, no.
I actually tried it. It's weird. So
Of course it's weird. Do you think if you say Alexa, play Skyrim, does it like pause and then goes, ah, good, you're awake?
yeah.
Just right away.
So that came out. Portal 2 came out, which everybody
yeah.
loved that game.
Yeah, that was
I still haven't played a single Portal game in my life.
Are you serious?
I'm not a big puzzle guy.
But it's Portal.
So what? I like Half-Life. I haven't played Half-Life either. What? I'm okay. Don't look at me like that.
Okay.
Yeah, sue me. I haven't played Half-Life or Half-Life 2.
Why
And
the
I
fuck
don't
would you
give a
play 2 if you haven't even played the first one?
Because I haven't played the first one. I got Orange Box and it was like, ooh, Team
You
Fortress
had
2.
the orange, and all you played was TF2?
Because I didn't want to play Half-Life. It was the second one, and I'm like, I'm gonna be super confused. I don't know who any of these people are. There's 80 achievements, and I don't want any of them because they're all difficult.
You didn't think to just play Portal?
No.
Half-Life was on sale for
Again,
like
I wanted
$2 on
if
Steam.
I could buy Team Fortress 2 by itself, I would have.
It's free to play now.
I know it is. And I played it by itself. I didn't buy the Orange Box. I was also think I gifted the Orange Box.
Probably. I was gifted the orange box
So
on
like I
Steam.
didn't ask for Half-Life. I just gave it up. So that came
I'm
out.
going to buy the orange
You-
box on
no, you're
Steam
not,
for
and
you
I'm not
and
gonna play it.
Half-Life 1
Absolutely not.
because you have to play Half-Life 1.
New. I'm not going to.
But you'll play Skyrim fucking 10 times.
Absolutely.
Unreal.
Batman Arkham City, which was pretty good. In that whole kind
Better
of
than
game
Half-Life.
series is pretty good. I didn't play Arkham City, but I played the 2 Batman games.
Those are games I've never
Arkham
played.
Asylum.
I never
whatever the
touched
fuck
those
it is.
games.
It
I
was
was too busy playing Half-Life.
My name's Andy, and I have not played Half-Life. I should wear a sign, apparently.
Oh, hold on. My grandma's calling me. She doesn't speak English. Let me translate this. Oh, yep. She's mad you didn't play Half-Life.
Well, I'm sorry, Amar's grandma. Uncharted 3 came out, which was pretty good. I played it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same game, essentially.
Yeah.
You hunt for treasure and you kill like 80 people by yourself,
Yeah. Sounds about right.
which you just take a couple shots. And then apparently, I found this out later. And apparently, in Uncharted, your health in air quotes is just your luck running out,
Yeah.
which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. So it's like you're just dodging bullets and all of a sudden like your luck ran
Your
out.
luck
So
runs
that
out, and then the
bullet
last
hit
one
you.
hits you, which
Yeah.
is
Because technically all
stupid.
those other bullets aren't actually hitting you.
Stupid. That's so dumb.
It's kind of
It makes logical sense.
Right.
Like you're not going to get shot.
That's what happened with
7
Indiana
times,
Jones.
hide, and then you're like, yeah, I'm good now.
That's what happened in Indiana Jones. His luck just never ran out.
I guess, which is I'd love to see those two guys go together, fight it out. That came out. Gears of War 3.
Classic.
came out. That was a good game.
Absolute slapper.
That was a good game.
Yeah.
I remember we went to the midnight release for
Yes,
that.
we did. We had a tube TV. We were playing
Yes.
Gears 2 and
We brought a TV
Halo.
and played it outside
Matt
of
brought a TV.
outside of a GameStop.
We brought the Xbox.
And then at the end, we ditched the TV
because he didn't want it
because
anymore.
we didn't want the TV, so we threw it in a bush
Yeah, and then GameStop employee yelled at him, so he had to walk it to the back to
the
throw it in the dumpster.
Yeah, which
To which
we
I think
should
he
have
just
thought
threw it
that
in the
through.
bush in the back.
Probably. That's what I would have done.
Well, because he was going to leave it in a bush that was like in the middle of the parking lot.
So I remember we played the hell out of that game. Forza Motorsport 4, which also makes me feel old because I remember playing Forza 2.
I remember playing Forza 1.
Yeah, I didn't play Forza 1. I'm not a big racing guy. I like 2 games.
Yes, Skyrim and Skyrim Definitive Edition.
RPGs and then first person shooters. That's it. That's all I like.
So Skyrim, and then you just get the mod with the machine gun,
And then
and you're like, oh, and
Skyrim
best
and-
of both worlds.
Skyrim and Fallout. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That came out a game called Dead Space 2,
Yep, that was a good one too.
which I should play. I haven't played any of the Dead Spaces. They look good. I didn't like it because it was going to be scary, and I don't like scary games.
Do you want me to hold you?
Yes, please.
God,
There's a thing where you don't like scary games. You don't play scary games. That's why I've never played Five Nights at Freddy's.
yeah.
Also because it's kind of a pointless game.
Is that one where you're like a
You
security
check the
guard,
cameras, and then at a certain point, one of the robots comes at you and then jump scares
like the teddy
you.
bears?
Whatever. I don't care. That's the game. And I'm like, that's it?
Dead Space isn't that scary.
I know, but I thought it would be.
I think the first one is probably more scarier, if I recall correctly, than the second and third one. Like the first one had more like creepy, ominous jump scares, and the second and third was like just very like action packed.
I guess.
I
And
should play through those games again.
another game came out that was probably game changing for some people and the start of a big wave.
Oh, Skyrim?
Skyrim. Dark Souls.
Oh yeah.
Dark Souls is a game that I get why people like, and that kind of method or mechanics of the game. Like, this game is super hard. You're gonna die a lot, and you need to memorize where this giant boss dude swings his dick, so you have to avoid it, and then you got to come back the next third life, and then try and figure out how you're gonna beat him, and then you got to do it all over again for the next giant boss is a little bit later. It spawned a whole movement of all those games, and these communities love Dark Souls and Sekiro and Bloodborne,
Yep.
Dark Souls 2 and 3, and all those
What was
kind of
that
games.
other one? Neo. That was
Neo,
another
yeah,
one.
a lot of those kind of games, and I kind of get it.
I don't have the
but
patience for it.
I don't either. I'm like, I tried Bloodborne. I'm like, cool. They're weird steampunk monsters. Cool. And everything's like the plague. Neat. And then I'm like, oh, I died 7 times. I don't care. So I gave it up. You can tell I'm very shallow and stupid, but I don't, whatever. This game was more my speed, LA Noire. I thought that was cool. When it first came out, it was
That's still wild to me that it came out.
yeah, 4 discs in one case. And I was like, Jesus Christ, how big is this game? And it was like, yeah, it was huge because they did full CGI of face cap. So they had all actual actors doing the acting, which actors do, which is dumb.
Can we talk about SpongeBob Squiggle Pants?
Yes, we can, because that was an important game. And SpongeBob games need to get their
Splinter Cell Chaos Theory came out for the 3DS in
Recognition.
2011.
Which-
Limbo came out.
Modern Warfare 3 also came out. What are your thoughts on
Limbo was
Modern
2010.
What are your thoughts on Modern Warfare 3?
It was all right.
Is all right?
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
It's still not going to be, because Black Ops came out the year before. I think we didn't give a shit. We were just like, yeah, Black Ops is better.
Yeah,
But we
I
just
picked up
bought
Modern
it.
Warfare 3 because that's what everyone was playing. But
But we just bought it because it's like, all right, this is.
I was so much more focused
Call
on
of Duty.
Black Ops 1.
I know, and if it didn't come out, Modern Warfare 3 didn't come out, I wouldn't give a shit. I'd been like, all right, I'm good with Black Ops, but that's that's what happened. We just had to deal with it.
The first Motor Storm.
Mario Kart 7 for 3DS. I think it's a Mario Kart I never played, which is fun.
Yeah, that one I haven't played either.
Legend of Zelda
Was there
Skyward
even a Mario
Sword.
Kart 5 and a 6? Did they actually know? Did they start
There was-
numbering it after 7?
There was Mario Kart DS. I remember that one didn't have a number.
And then there was the Mario Kart for the Wii that didn't have a number.
Double Dash didn't have a number either.
Right. So I think it was just, hey,
It was the 7th, yeah.
this is the 7th one. So now they're just calling it Mario Kart 7 and
I
8.
think so. Makes
Next
sense.
one's going to be called 9, maybe.
Probably. Now they're on numbers. They can't switch it unless it's 10. Then they might just do like Mario Kart Decade.
X.
Yeah. Ooh. I would go with Mario Kart X. That sounds dope. Like some
It's
shit's
just a really
gonna happen.
dark version of Mario Kart.
Saints Row the Third, which I
Mario has a
enjoyed.
drinking problem.
Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games.
Fear 3,
I never played Fear.
because it was a scary game.
ABBA You Can Dance for the Wii. Game of the year.
Yeah.
Game of the year.
You think so?
No, sorry. This is the game of the year. The Black
PlayStation
Eyed
Move
Peas
Ape
Experience.
Escape.
Ape Escape?
PlayStation Move Ape Escape.
Ooh.
I
I like the original.
I could go for a remake of Ape Escape.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh,
Bastion.
Absolutely. Bastion,
Bastion came out. That's an honorable mention. That was a phenomenal
I've
game.
heard that was a very, very good game. Like people love the hell out of it. And that's kind of, I mean, a big thing in gaming that happened in 2011, which kind of relates to all of this, is Twitch was created
Yeah.
in 2011.
They came from Justin.
JustinTV.tv, which I guess I don't know the history behind much, but I just know that was like gaming on Justin.tv took off so much that they're like, let's just make a spinoff for just video games and then let's call it Twitch. And so they did. It was not as popular as it is now, which is like a multi-billion-dollar thing. And then they got, bought by Amazon and stuff. But that's when it started. 2011 was when they're like, hey, now you can Twitch and throw some thank yous in the chat.
Just
Twitch.
Dance 3.
Yeah, I mean, we find that each year has some pretty good ones, but a lot of ones are like, yeah, that was okay.
Hulk Hogan's main event that
Yeah.
required a Kinect.
Ew.
Yeah.
A wrestling game that's kind
Yep.
of
Starring Hulk Hogan.
Duke Nukem Forever. Yeah.
Was
Shadows
that
of the Damned.
Hold
I heard
on.
was
Duke
good.
Nukem Forever. Was that the one where like people waited for fucking years for a new Duke Nukem and then this came out and it was horrible?
I think so.
This is the one. I
Yeah.
just needed to see the box art where the load times were like 6 fucking years.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's Duke Nukem. If you're expecting it to be great, that's on you.
Yeah, Duke Nukem Forever was originally announced in 1997 as a follow-up to Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah.
And
And
then it came out in 2011.
a game also that I wish I would have played, but I didn't. The Witcher 2. I've played The Witcher 3. It's great. But I didn't know.
You didn't play 1 and 2?
I did not play 1 and 2. There are a lot of games where I've only played like the third one.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I don't have any desire to play the first two because I'm like, they're not going to be this good.
Motherfucking Team Umizoomi.
Mortal Kombat.
Are you like towards like the November?
I'm just like, I'm going up and down, just checking and see if
Yeah.
there's games that I missed because it's a lot of these are just like games that I'm like, all right, cool. Why not? Like it was,
Star Wars: The Old Republic for Windows.
yeah, but
That's when
I
that
don't count
MMORPG
Windows
started.
games because it's like they came
Those are
out.
games though.
I know, but they come out and then they're like, oh, now next year it's available on Windows. Like it,
Well,
so that's 2011. It's had some cool ones. Minecraft has just taken the world by storm since then.
Grand Theft Auto 3 10-year anniversary.
Damn.
Grand Theft Auto
The
3 turned 10.
The third, ooh, God.
Grand Theft Auto 3 came out in
Yeah.
2001. That turned 10 in 2011.
Which I played. I remember playing the Grand Theft Auto 2 or Grand Theft Auto 1 for the PlayStation. Your first
When did
PlayStation.
Vice City come out? That was 2002, right?
I think so. But I remember playing the first or second Grand Theft Auto on PlayStation. It sucks. It's obviously not able to be a great game because
Right.
of the Grand Theft Auto now, but I was just like, it was okay. Like it's top down. So you just are like a dot and you had to do stuff. It was okay. But I mean, that's 2011. We're going to go to 2012 now. And honestly, if you stuck with us through this, we appreciate it. That's awesome. Now we're in 2012. We are seniors in high school.
We are
We-
graduating.
We're graduating. We're getting ready for college. Some of us are starting college. Me. Yeah, I know.
I was too.
You were?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. You were. We were
Like,
both starting college. My bad. I'm sorry, man.
so it's like, do you not know your history?
I don't. That's why I'm looking this up. 2012, I mean,
Binary Domain came out.
was because they were announced in 2013. This isn't new consoles yet.
No.
This is like they know it's a thing, but we don't. Because they didn't develop it in 2013. They were like
Yeah, no, they announced
multiple
like
years in
early
advance.
2013.
But I mean, this is
We'll
when
talk about that because this is only going up till
2012. We're gonna have 2013, which is
That's next week.
Next week we're gonna start with a huge one because that's when the next consoles come out, and
Yeah,
that deserves some time. This one, that's why
this is just a trip down memory lane for this one at this point.
I mean, this is kind of an intro. There's not a lot of substance. It's just a lot of cool games came out, and the Kinect came out, and some bad ones
anniversary
too.
of Street Fighter and Mega Man.
Yeah, and this year the Wii U came out,
PS Vita,
which I mean,
the Nintendo 3DS XL.
the Wii U did not. The Wii Mini, which we talked about,
Yeah, that was a Canada only release,
I had no idea that was a thing,
and it's at
but I want
GameStop
one.
in Wisconsin now.
But I want one.
Yeah, you could. I guarantee you, if I go to GameStop,
Like, had I known it was a thing, I would have like shipped one from Canada.
or you could have just driven like 10 hours north.
True.
To like a random. I think they still have an EB Games up there.
I also think around 11, 12 is when esports started getting not big, but there was huge League of Legends championships, and then StarCraft 2 was pretty big, and then they were like starting to be like, okay,
Yeah, esports is starting to take
$100,000.
off.
Yeah, it was like getting ready to be like, because then it kind of culminated with Twitch too, like starting in 2011. Then esports.
If you want the Wii Mini, you can buy it for $70 off.
I'm
GameStop.
not going to do that, but I would just
Apparently
because
you don't
it's
want it
how
as bad
many
as you say.
people have a Wii Mini.
Probably
Not
everybody in Canada.
Probably. Did they think they
Considering-
had regular Wii's in Canada?
Yeah, this is probably just like a special edition
Oh wow.
because they do that a lot.
I mean,
This is what you need for $70: the Wii Classic with Wii Sports and Super Mario Brothers Wii.
I would get that. That sounds.
That's another thing.
that sounds pretty
There's a
good.
lot of games on the Wii that I feel like I missed out on
Yeah,
that I would like to pick up a Wii just to play those games.
I would agree with that. I mean, I had a Wii and I was
I
like,
haven't touched a single No More Heroes game, and I've wanted to for the longest.
yeah, is that the dude with that like has a fluorescent light as a weapon?
Yep.
Okay.
Travis,
Yeah,
whatever his name is.
whatever his name is. I thought that was interesting, but I didn't want to get it. 2012, I mean, it's the year before all the gigantic, releases of the new consoles come out. So it's everybody's trying to get their games out and be like, all right, we need to push this out because the next stuff we're working on is going to be for the systems that come out next year.
Right.
Which we know about because we work in the games industry and just talked to one person at PlayStation who knows, yeah, the PS4 is coming out in 2013. Yeah, the Xbox One is coming out in 2013. So make your shittiest game or whatever game you're making,
Just make
push it
happen.
out as fast as you possibly can just so people can buy it. So some of these games that came out, Mass Effect 3, which is the main critique that people had, is that it wasn't that great. Like the endings weren't good.
Was it 2 that had the cliffhanger ending, or was that 3?
2 was the suicide mission. 3 was like it ended it all. 3 was like the last one. So everybody was pissed because there's not really a good ending where Shepard lives.
Right.
He dies in every single one. Except like one you might be able to make him live. Like people just hated it because they felt rushed.
Right.
Because it's like this isn't
It's
Mass
like,
Effect 2 came out the year before, or like a year and a half earlier. So it's like they kind of rushed it because the next consoles were coming out. So they kind of rushed it. And another one that came out is Dishonored, which I think is dope. It wasn't rushed, but it was a new idea that they pushed on people, and I don't think got enough play. It was like a stealth game, and
It's on the Game Pass now too, isn't it?
Dishonored 2, I think is.
No, I think it's the first one. It's like the remaster.
Maybe. But Dishonored was fun. It's like a stealth game, and like you have powers and cool stuff and guns. But like it was a novel concept that I was like, this is pretty interesting, and didn't get a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
was
play.
2012.
It didn't get a lot of play because a lot of these games didn't. Like some of them did because they're just giant franchises, but a lot of them were like right up on the deadline of there's new consoles coming out, so nobody gives a shit.
Which Dishonored is it that's on Game Pass?
Dishonored 2. Pretty
Are you
sure.
sure?
Pretty sure.
Let's check into my Game Pass app.
Another one, Borderlands 2 came out in 2012.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
very, very good.
Very fun. Do you like the first one or the second one better?
The first one always holds a special place in my heart, but I think they're both phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd say 1A, 1B.
Oh, Pro Evolution Soccer 2020 is coming to Game Pass.
There you go. Something I'm gonna totally play.
I'm going to because there's only they did a deal with FC Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Manchester United.
Far Cry 3 came out in 2012, which was a big game, I think, for people because it had that weird villain guy, that Mexican dude that was like crazy. It's like, hey,
Far Cry
here
3 villain.
That was terrible.
That was horrible.
That was horrible. But
never do that.
I'm trying to imitate
Voss Montenegro.
Yeah, that's see. Did I not sound like a boss?
No, not at all.
But he was like a hard ass, like literally insane dude, and everybody loved him because he had just like he monologued a bunch about like how, you know, the world is, it's not the I'm crazy, it's the world is crazy and all this other shit.
I mean, they do that with Far Cry 5 with the
they do.
Joseph
They have to have weird guys that are, you know, you got to hate for some reason. So that came out and people thought it was good. This other one, which is pretty huge, Diablo 3.
Yeah.
And they're still remastering the shit out of that now. There will be Diablo 4, but people love the hell out of Diablo 3 and still buying it, still playing it. I loved it. It was great. I still want to get it on the Switch because it's a game I really want to play on like a plane or like in the car. Not while I'm driving, obviously. I'm not that good. And barely squeaking in November of 2012, Halo 4.
Was that really 2012?
November 6, 2012, Xbox 360, Halo 4. Which,
should I not say that that's a very forgettable game?
it kind of is because
I feel, I mean, I haven't even played Halo 5 yet. I just kind of feel,
which I doubt is good.
I feel like for me, Halo kind of, I could be wrong. I haven't even given it a fair shake.
It's very rare to have like a sixth game in a series and have it be the best one. I feel like that's true. Like no matter what game franchise it is, the sixth one's never going to be the best one. Like you've had 5 of these already. And Halo 4 is like, is the fourth one really going to be the best?
I think Halo 4 was good, but it wasn't like...
It wasn't Reach and it wasn't Halo 3.
It wasn't. No, it was just
why
like you've
played better
all the
ones.
way up here. Right.
You
and
had
it was like,
me. Quit while you're ahead, man.
I just...
Yep. They made one too many or two too many.
I want to like Halo 4. I do.
I know,
I think Halo 5 is supposedly pretty good, and I'm very much looking forward to Halo, what is it, Infinite?
I have no fucking idea. I haven't played Halo in a long time.
We got the MCC, man.
Which I got the what?
The MCC.
That
came out in 2014.
I should go back and check it out.
I have it downloaded. I'm ready to play. I might boot that up right fucking after this.
So you'd like this. Jet Set Radio HD on PS Vita.
Yep.
Amar is the biggest Jet Set Radio future.
Just
Jet Set Radio.
Just the J to the S to the R to the F.
Yay.
Big fan.
Loves it.
I have a graffiti soul permanently etched into my skin.
So the Wii U came out this year.
Oh, okay. And that's the end of that conversation.
The Wii U came out in 2012, and there are some weird games for it. So, Sing Party, Tank.
Ooh.
Wipeout the Game 3. Assassin's,
like Wipeout? Like no.
The show.
I was thinking like PlayStation's Wipeout.
No, the Wipeout, like the basically American Ninja Warrior, but for fat people.
That's a good way to put it.
Game Party Champions, Epic Mickey Power of Illusion, and Epic Mickey 2 The Power of 2. 2 Epic Mickey games in one day.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the sequel. That's weird. Darksiders 2. That's actually not bad. All right. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 came out in 2012.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Just not.
That was the
we
last.
Are biased.
That was the last great Black Ops
we
game.
are severely biased, though.
That was the last good Call of Duty.
Because we like World War II.
The second to last. Good
that was
Call
the
of Duty.
last good Black Ops.
Fair.
Yeah. Black Ops 1 was so... What?
I liked Black Ops 4.
I didn't.
I hated
I
3
thought it was
though.
bad. But Black Ops 1 was so good. We were just like, just keep that going. But they made it 2, and then they started going in the future, but somehow in the past. It's just weird. I can't handle it. I wasn't going to deal with that. It's just really, really weird. Okay. Assassin's Creed 3 came out this year. When did you stop with Assassin's Creed?
Like me personally,
Yeah.
I quit after 2.
You quit after 2?
Yeah,
Me too.
I haven't touched it.
I
after
didn't
2.
play 3. I didn't play Brotherhood. I
wanted to
4
play
or
3,
whatever.
but then by the time I was about to start playing 3, they were releasing these every single
Yeah.
year that I was like, I
don't
and
care.
I was busy with other games. I'm
At
like,
a certain point, I
can't
didn't
fucking keep
care. I'm like, okay, so what? The guys had the coolest relatives ever.
up. Right. Like I
Neat.
can't, I'm tired of keeping up
So
with
now
this.
we're in Revolutionary War times. Like, why do I give a shit? Like, you're gonna
Yeah.
assassinate some redcoats? Cool, but and you're Native American? I guess makes sense. Like, it's just I gave up. Yeah, I mean, this 2012 was just a year that they're like, you know what, we're gonna kind of punt this year, just because. Like, there were some cool ones, but obviously Halo 4 wasn't, breaking any barriers. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was gonna be a game. Far Cry 3 was like, it's the third Far Cry. Here you go.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah. So,
Man, I really want to play Halo now.
yeah, I mean, sounds good. Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Yep, that was the last mainline Animal Crossing game
Yeah.
to come out, and in 2020, 8 years after, we're gonna finally get a new Animal Crossing game.
Which I wouldn't be
That's
surprised if
not
they
a mobile
delay
game.
it again. I know
Honestly,
that's-
I'd be okay with it.
Really?
Because
that's why. I know
March already is supposed to be Animal Crossing, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Persona 5 Royal.
why. Damn,
That's way too much for me.
that is way too much. I don't know what.
Not
what
even
do you get?
factoring in everything else that might be coming to the Xbox Game Pass.
That's true. That might come out before then, and I think every single Final Fantasy game is coming to the Xbox Game Pass.
Yep.
That's a lot. Which,
And if you think for a second that I'm not going to sit there and download it and start playing it, you are mistaken.
which we're gonna kind of get a year like this, 2012, because the new consoles are coming out. We don't know when.
Yeah.
Probably holiday next year.
No, they said holiday 2020 for both.
Okay.
We don't know an exact date,
Yeah,
but it's probably going to be a week apart from each other.
Would you, after the games that released like November, I think we're going to be in that kind of, yeah, we'll have 1 or 2 that are cool, like Animal Crossing
Right.
or Doom, and then Persona is a re-release.
Yeah, it's the re-release of Persona 5, but they're just adding on like new stuff and like a whole new semester.
Yeah, so-
Basically, they're taking a 100-hour game and turning it into a 120-hour game. Is what they're doing with that.
Yeah, and I just feel like we're going to get just a couple cool ones, but it's going to be like, we need to get this out because we don't have this game ready for
Just for the sake of it.
the
yeah.
next systems, and we don't want to release it after they're done because what's the point?
Well, who knows if the PS4 is as successful as the PS2, they can sit there and still continue to make games for it like 10, 12, 13 years after the fact. We might get a Pro Evolution Soccer 2030 released on the PS4.
They're going to be the last
Just
one.
the digital version.
I mean, they got a brand they got to keep with. They're like, all right, we don't care if the PS3 is, not,
I guess as a side note too, I'm kind of hoping that this like next console generation is like the last, where they're kind of done with the
It's not
whole
gonna be.
It's not. But if they were just done,
if
with
we
the
are
whole,
going to learn anything from this recap, it's going to be that
but if they were
history
just done,
repeats
if
itself.
they were done with it every 7 years, it's just like we get like a console refresh, but it's still like the X. Like if next E3 they say Project Scarlet is basically the Xbox One X, but like better, I'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about like new kinds of discs or anything. Like it's just
Yeah, which essentially there is technology can only advance so much that it's like, okay, you put a better processor in it,
right.
you put it at capabilities for better graphics and it like a better hard drive, and that's it.
But we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, in these recaps, what I'm learning so far, I mean, this one, the first 3 years are always kind of dry in a cycle because
It's a new decade. Everyone's trying to figure out what the hell to do with
Yeah.
their hands.
the Xbox 360 and the PS3 had been out for a while. It's getting kind of to the point where, okay, a new console's coming soon. We don't want to put out a slapper like 2 months before the new consoles come out. We don't want to do that. We don't want to even put it like 6 months before. Like that's still pushing it. Halo 4 was not a slapper. That came out at the end of 2012. I mean, Diablo 3 was, but that came out in May of 2012. So like a full year. And you knew Blizzard was going to, update the hell out of that. Like that's what they do. They release a game and they're like, we don't give a shit. It's going to be available on whatever you want. 10 years from now, we're going to be updating it and then release the next one.
Yep.
That's how it works. So throw that out. Dishonored was kind of it was Bethesda, but it was kind of an upside play. It was like, let's throw this out there, see what people like. It turned out to be a very popular and good game. Borderlands 2 was the only one that was like, okay, the waters are kind of wavering. There's nothing really out there. Let's throw a banger. Everybody wants Borderlands 2. It's a dull time. Let's just take
forever to have a 3.
Yeah. So and then give it to people when there's nothing else going on. So that's why I think there's always the one that's like really good in these lull times. Like we've had a couple good games, going to come out in the next couple months. Hopefully they're good. But, before a console is always kind of a dead period.
Yeah.
And it's after a console release is always kind of a dead period too, because it's like the launch games come and then it's like, okay, now everybody's waiting to, make their games for the consoles. So that's been 2010, 2011, 2012. Some cool games, some titles that, we're still playing to this day.
We're officially adults.
We're old as hell.
Yeah.
These 3 years, they were good, not great. They're obvious. If we knew that what was going to happen in the next couple of years back in 2012, 2011, we wouldn't have bought a single game just because we would have waited. Holy shit.
Right.
All these cool things are going to happen. I would have chucked my Xbox 360 out a window just because it's like,
would you have?
No, I would not have, because it was Star Wars and R2 made R2D2 noises when I turned it on. So I was never going to do that. But like having the benefit of hindsight in looking back at, what came out when, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that came out then. That was a good time. Like we're looking at the scrapbook of our lives in high school and playing video games together when it was like, oh shit, yeah, I picked that up. That was awesome. Like that was many weekends were spent playing Black Ops in 2010 and Skyrim in 2011 and Red Dead Redemption and all these other cool games that it's like, if they didn't happen when they happened, would they be as successful? Would they have, if they happened 2 years later and they happened in that 2012 cycle with, the game's new consoles coming out in 2013, would they have been as good?
Right.
We don't know. But we have the benefit of looking back and saying, those were really fun, or some of these were really bad and really weird. And, we probably didn't bring up enough weird ones just because, of course, we didn't play them. They look terrible.
Yeah.
And we have taste. And
we like to think that we do.
We like to think we do. But we know you guys have taste because you're listening to us.
True.
So we'll see you guys next week when we talk about 2013, 2014, and 2015. We get into the fucking nitty gritty. We talk about some new next gen consoles, some dope ass titles.
Of the decade.
I'm ready. Let's do it. We'll see you guys next week. I'm Andy. That's Amar.
Yes,
we are the Board Certified Gaming Podcast. Make sure to check us out on everything you can, meaning listen to this on multiple platforms. Do it.
Why not?
At the same time. You have headphones.
That's how you amplify your sound.
There you go. Show it to the world. We appreciate you guys sharing, following us on Twitter, checking out the links, sharing everything that we post and checking it out. We love you guys, but not as much as we love video games.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. You guys are getting there. You'll beat video games shortly, but till then, you got to keep earning it.
Yeah, right.
We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Have a good one.